What's up, netizens? You're watching DarkStar. My name's Anthony. I'm joined by fellow reactioneer Joey. What's up, dude?
What is up, dude?
Today we're going to be watching Death Battle. Red versus Blue. Joey's favorite character was Tucker, I guess.
It is on Blue.
But he's more of a donut, really. We're talking about it. So, Joey's real favorite character was Donut. So, just keep that in mind. My favorite character is Church and Caboose.
Sounds
Church
like we're both going Blue then.
We should just have Church and Caboose versus Tucker and Donut.
But Red has Sarge.
But Caboose thinks that Tucker and just Tucker's on his team. So
Blue's winning, by the way, like because of the sword with Tucker.
Yeah, but Caboose might kill all of his own teammates.
We'll see.
It's gonna. I mean, I don't know who the matchup is gonna be. It feels like it should just be the core three, in my opinion, for each team. Sarge, Griff, and Simmons versus Church, Caboose, and Tucker. Maybe you could add like Sister was only ever a part of Blue team, and Donut was only ever a part of Red team. So you could add those ones, but it wouldn't really be fair if you added like Tex or like.
Oh no, that would be pretty.
Washington, you know what I'm saying? Like any of these other people that would join the Blue team, that would be totally unfair. I can't even think of anybody that joined Red team that was like that, or whatever, throughout the entire series that I can think of off the top of my head. So, yeah, I feel like that would be unfair. But all right, let's go ahead and check this out.
Edison versus Tesla, Coke versus Pepsi, Goku versus Superman.
Few rivalries have lasted nearly 2 decades or spawned epic battles like our second favorite web series, Red versus Blue.
With the Red team, even though most of them don't actually wear red.
And the Blue team, their perpetual ocean-colored rivals. For this battle, we'll be bringing these two groups back to where it all started.
To find out what would have happened if they had stopped dicking around and actually just fought for real.
Just a note, we will be locking any artificial intelligence characters within their primary bodies, since they're generally invincible unless they stumble into an EMP.
You mean an imp?
What?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
You ever wonder why
we're here?
Not long
Holy
from now
shit,
in a galaxy, theoretically exactly where we are, humanity goes to war with an alien covenant.
So the United Nations Space Command came up with a ton of plans to win, and one of those was called Project Freelancer.
Essentially an experiment using AI to create invincible super soldiers. In order to fabricate scenarios to train these highly advanced warriors, Freelancer opted for a, unique approach.
Dumping a bunch of losers in a box canyon and telling them they're at war with each other.
Enter the Red team. Dick Simmons, Dexter Griff, Franklin Delano Donut, Lopez the Heavy, and their leader, Super Colonel Sarge. Yes, that is his full name and rank.
You know how they say prejudice is taught, not born? Well, they haven't met Super Colonel Sarge, who I bet was screaming how much he hates Blue the second he popped into the world.
Attention, Blue team! This is the Red team! We are here to destroy you! Your long reign of being the shittiest team around is about to come to a sudden cataclysmic end!
Once an orbital drop shock trooper, Sarge was unfortunately discharged after developing a fear of heights, only to be picked up by Project Freelancer to achieve his dream.
Lead the glorious Reds against the dirty Blues. Oh man, he's great. He seems like the kind of guy you could just have a catch with.
Sure. Sarge may be an unorthodox leader, but he knows his men very well.
Hey, he's good enough to keep dorks like Griff and Simmons around for 17 seasons, and those two spend a lot of time together.
It's a complicated relationship, though you may be surprised at their capabilities. Simmons may be a brilliant geek, like myself, but he proves stereotypes wrong by changing his armored suit in just 4 seconds.
Well, how about this? How did you change so fast? I've always been a fast changer.
Mjolnir armor is designed to be applied by Spartans within a considerable few minutes. This would imply Simmons is 90 times faster than the average super soldier. He's also technically a cyborg, but everyone forgets that these days.
Meanwhile, Griff is the laziest member of the team, who only cares about pizza and Oreos. He's my favorite. He's also been hit in the nuts more times than I can count, and he's still standing today. That's some balls of steel right there.
Then there's Donut. Easily duped, but always a joy. He's clearly identifiable by his reddish red
Donut's
armor.
grenade.
Was your eyes going bad? That's pink.
Magenta. Donut has shown incredible tenacity. He was once shot through the chest, causing his armor to lock up, and was left bleeding out on the ground for over a year, but he got better.
And he's had the best throwing arm around. He threw a grenade halfway across the canyon.
Which is over 1,500 feet long.
And last of all is the team robot who hates everyone, Lopez.
Hola. Hey, that robot looks like Lopez. Hey, regresado.
No matter how many times they rebuild him, they can never figure out how to fix that language setting. Oh well.
The Reds carry a standard Spartan assortment of magnums, battle rifles, and SMGs.
But if I had to pick one weapon of the bunch, I'd have to go with Sarge's trusty shotgun.
Seriously? The weapon with the shortest range?
Wiz, how long have we known each other? Have you never looked at my leg before? Besides, an effective range of 45 meters is almost the length of an Olympic swimming pool. Watch your back, Michael Phelps.
45 meters
I
is
know
my
how to
ass.
beat you now.
Of course, we can't forget their hallmark vehicle, the Warthog.
You mean the Puma?
AKA Chupa Thingy. This 3-ton supercar tops out at 78 miles per hour and is heavily armored.
Well, it's supposed to be. Somehow the Reds always find new ways to break the thing.
Lucky that
They're getting
Sarge is a
that?
good
Wow, okay,
mechanic.
maybe they're
And
gonna
you
give
know
him
what they
Sheila
say,
in the tank
Wiz?
then.
Good mechanics.
I was
make for
wondering who
good
the fifth
fathers.
person for
But
Blue
what
is
I
gonna
find
be.
most baffling is that for
They
some
have-
reason, these
I think they have to
low-life
give
dimwits have been given the
them
most
Sister. It's the
state-of-the-art
only other
Space
person I
Marine
can think
armor
of.
in the galaxy.
Oh yeah, the Mark 6 Mjolnir suit.
Mjolnir.
Gesundheit.
And I guess
Titanium
Sheila.
plating, energy shields, hydrostatic gel, liquid metal crystal. These babies can take one hell of a beating.
Apparently strong enough to withstand the blast of a 50-megaton bomb.
Gotta love it when a bomb goes off that's so big you think it sent you to the future. Good times.
But when push came to shove, the Reds banded together to take down one of the deadliest warriors in the galaxy, the Meta. Despite all logic and reason, the two pillars I hold most dear, I am forced to admit these morons have proven to be a mind-bogglingly impressive team.
I'm not ordering you to go. I ain't even asking. You do what you gotta do, Private Griff.
I'll go get my car keys.
Ah, all right then. Let's move.
The blues. They're not just a great way to sing out all those complicated, messed up feelings you keep down about being fatherless. They're the second half of this epic. But, you know, singing blues would be perfect for this team. They've been through a lot.
Maybe true. Unlike the Reds, they've suffered numerous casualties and are constantly plagued by Project Freelancer's experiments.
You know how they were experimenting with AI? They could only get one, an alpha based on the project's director. Shit went down and they had to hide the alpha where nobody would ever find it.
Apparently, this box canyon in the middle of nowhere seemed the perfect fit.
This is Blue Team. Leonard Church, Lavernius Tucker, Agent Texas, Sheila,
What?
who is a living tank, and Caboose.
Oh, they're
After
gonna
losing
win.
their
I mean, it's
all
not,
happened
maybe
to
maybe they're way
a,
too stacked. Something's
deadly
gonna happen.
allergy incident, Church reluctantly stepped up to be the Blue
They got a
Team's
tank and
unofficial
text.
leader.
Like what?
Spoiler alert, he's the secret alpha AI. I don't know what makes him so special, though. He's a cranky asshole who's terrible at literally everything he does. He doesn't even know he's an AI. He thinks he's a ghost.
But remember that 50-megaton bomb? Church's team all
The
survived
only
it too,
thing that they can
including
come up
himself,
with is the text
while
is
it
like
was
designed to
inside his
fail
own
at whatever
body.
she does.
What the hell?
Tucker wants you to think he's a ladies' man. However, after careful, painstaking analysis, we have determined that he has very little gain, being that his most frequent hookup is a rock.
He's kind of a badass, though. He stabbed the Meta, sure you can a Cyclops in the balls, and held off a small army of mercenaries by himself. He even wields a
I mean, in
kick-ass
my
energy
opinion-
sword that only works for him.
But
Blue
for the
team has
biggest
the three
badass of the bunch,
strongest
look no further than Agent Texas.
fucking
Tex
people on their
is
team.
an anomaly.
Tex,
She's not really
Tucker,
a blue,
and the
but
tank.
a freelancer assigned to the team through circumstance. Yet she's also not really a freelancer, but a robot duplicate
Caboose is
hosting an
arguably the next
artificial
strongest
intelligence
as
fragment
well.
split
He
from
just
the alpha as a
He's
clone
more
of the
likely to
director's
hurt
late
blue team
wife,
than he is to
Allison.
hurt red team.
Yeah, Doug, guys, how'd you not see that coming from
Maybe
when the
it's
show
what happens.
started?
Unfortunately, the text fragment is specifically based on the memory of Allison's death and the concept of failure. This means that Tex is literally programmed to fail. Now, this doesn't mean she can't win fights or that her team can't succeed on missions. It's more of a personal defect.
It sure hasn't stopped her from kicking some serious ass. Tex was #1 on the freelancer leaderboard, easily caught this giant crate, and could even flip over Sheila. You know, the 66-ton tank with a mind of
This
its
could
own,
literally
the
be
perfect
Tex
companion for
versus the
Caboose's
rest,
team
and I would
killing
still
sprees.
take Tex.
You all know Caboose, the funny fan favorite who can get you to quote everything
gonna
he
happen,
says.
but I'm
And
still
he's
going
really,
blue.
really,
Make
really,
you seem
really,
like-
really dumb.
What happened to
Hey,
fuck Blue
speak of
over?
the dummy.
What else is new?
Perfect timing. As this battle will be in Blood Gulch, the usual teleportation units will be in place. The Blues have used these teleporters frequently with varying results. In you go.
Certainly. What could go wrong?
Teleportation is instantaneous. As you can see,
You totally killed him, didn't you?
probably.
Well, aside from Tucker's kick-ass lightsaber, the Blues carry pretty boring weapons. I mean, they don't really need much when they have a robot
Gonna come out
ninja on
later,
their
fucking
side.
black or whatever.
Church does have a cool sniper rifle, but he really sucks with it.
Which sort of makes sense. Unlike everyone else, Church never experienced any training or combat before Blood Gulch.
You know, that explains a lot.
Even without specialized weapons, Blue Team has a few aces up their sleeves. Agent Tex carries an additional AI fragment, Omega,
I prefer O'Malley.
the fragment of the Alpha's rage. With it, she can use extra enhancement gear, such as a cloaking device. It also affects her personality, quite literally transforming her into a vicious killing machine.
It can also pop out of her head and possess other people like a ghost. But remember, we're locking AIs to their bodies because that is super overpowered.
Even though Tex has shown incredible feats of strength, Caboose is surprisingly even stronger. In a robot body identical to
Holy
the one she
shit.
used to flip Sheila, Tex
even
was
right.
unable to lift Andy the bomb, while Caboose could do so for extended periods of time.
And after entering an alien temple, Santa, don't question it, increased gravity by 10-fold, and Caboose didn't even notice. I remember a certain Saiyan struggling to do something like that. I mean, I guess this means Caboose is better than Goku.
Stop it!
Oh,
Don't you dare open
shit.
those floodgates.
I'm kidding, you idiot. Still, Caboose was strong enough to defeat a bunch of
No.
Tex clones all at once.
Death battle.
It's like they say, it's God's way of compensating.
Unfortunately, the Blue Team has a tendency to get in way over their heads, often losing team members in the process.
But somehow, some way, they always come back together. They're a good team in a weird, stupid way.
Sheila, shut him up. Son of a bitch!
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
And while the Reds and Blues fight over an empty canyon, you can fight hair loss.
I mean, how is this not a massacre?
Right? I mean, you're gonna have to get sabotaged somehow.
I mean, if Red Team wins, I'm gonna complain after this fucking thing is done. There's no way Tex loses this. Like, the whole failure thing, like they said, Tex has won too many times. Like, it's an overall, like, failure thing, and typically only relates to, like, the main plot in some capacity. It's not like a... It's not like she literally can never win at anything. I mean, you saw she was at the top of the board. That means she completed missions the best. She fucking completed, like, the scene that they showed where she was on the motorcycle. She's the one that got the suitcase or whatever. So she won that against Carolina or whatever. In their simulations when they're all fighting, she 1v3'd other freelancers and shit on all of them. Absolutely decimated every single one of them. They had no chance against her. Even when they pulled out real guns and a real grenade, they still didn't have a chance against her just using the fucking training equipment stuff. Like, it, bro. Tex is literally good enough to probably 1v3 or 4 the most of the average. That included the meta, by the way. But anyway, or main, I guess what he was at that point. But the average freelancers, she could probably like 1v3 or 4 them, let alone these fucking garbage joke excuses for fucking soldiers that are in the red and blue team.
Yeah.
Other than Tucker, who got some training or whatever from Washington, and he became a pretty solid soldier. That's fair enough. Caboose is insanely strong. That's obviously part of the thing or whatever, but they're both on her team. Donut does have one hell of an arm, and Sarge is not that bad of a soldier either. The other two are absolutely useless. So I don't
It
know,
should be a
man.
massacre.
Yeah, like Lopez is the third
this-
best at
The one
at
thing I will
worst.
say though, they did not give anybody on the blue team a speed feat, and they did on the red team. And
Yeah.
speed is only king in fucking death battle.
Well,
That is one big thing.
he is very fast at changing his armor, which you would have
means
to.
he's 90
since
times
he's-
faster than the
Since
rest of
he's
them.
not 90 times faster than Spartans, I think it's fair to assume that they have some sort of modified armor, or he does, that allows him to take off his armor faster than is typically would be available for regular Spartan armor. So that's my argument for that. But anyway,
Nice logic
blue
you have
team
there.
should win. That's all I
Nice
got.
logic you have. There would be a shame if Red vs. Blue said "fuck you."
Tex should solo,
I mean-
in my opinion. But it's whatever. Not just red team. Tex should solo both teams, honestly, including the tank. Based on full feats in the canon, obviously earlier on in the seasons, like if they'd limited this to like the first few seasons or whatever, then it would be a more interesting thing or whatever. But when they started bringing the freelancer arc into play and started adding the various feats that she had during that arc, it just becomes completely lopsided. Like the freelancers were just on a totally different level.
Yeah.
So, but all right, let's go ahead and check out and see who wins.
Okay, why did we bring the flag out here? Because it's supposed to rain today.
this
You
animation
have
is
to remember
nice.
to take your flag outside
no
when it
shit.
rains.
But these voices suck.
What's a flag got to do with rain? Wait, do you think the flag is an umbrella? Caboose, have you ever seen an umbrella before?
Yoink.
Dude, this animation is really nice.
Suck it, Blue.
This'll stop them.
Hey, dumbass! The teleporter never worked. Now come on, let's. Wait, where's Caboose?
Great work with that fake weather report, boys. That's the kind of fake news I like.
What fake weather report? Let's go, Sheila. The only good red is a red in bed.
Griff, quit your staring and get to stepping. On the gas, pronto.
Yeah, I know.
Damn, that fucking direct hit do shit.
Sheila, look out for that rock. Oh no, there's another one. Who brought all these rocks out here?
Watch out! In those caves, men! Get around and hit from behind, just like John Wayne would have done.
No way, those caves are amazing.
Move over, numbnut!
Hey,
Damn.
don't leave me out here.
Simmons, here's the plan. We're going to use the Warthog as a battering ram, striking their rear engine, which will rupture and cause the tank to self-destruct in a glorious explosion!
Excellent plan, sir. Except for, well, all of it. You know, maybe we...
Oh, that's a bigger clip than I thought! Oh!
Jesus, what was that? Where's it? Simmons? Simmons!
Here, blah!
No! Oh no, a spider!
10 points for dirty whore.
Yeah! Who else wants a taste of this big D?
Bouncing a out!
No judging.
End of the line, Reds.
Dirty Blue, for the first time in history, you're exactly right. Today is a good day to die. Charge!
Hit.
Oh, oh.
Not today, Roboto!
Dude,
Is he gonna shoot Sarge?
I wonder how long they spent on this. This animation is fucking...
It's really good.
Swish!
Shit looks better than fucking Halo Infinite. Oh, that was sick.
I've never hit a lady. Good thing you're no lady.
Damn.
I thought Shark was going to shoot her while she was holding the shotgun. Oh!
About time.
Judge, how do I help? Just stay there, Caboose.
We've already killed 2 of them, right?
I want no help. How am I not helping? God damn it, this rifle is busted. Help has arrived.
Oh,
Caboose.
Oh,
God.
he's going to kill Church.
Alright, he's gonna shoot.
Oh.
Yeah. Saw that coming.
Fuck.
Tucker did it.
This is it. This is what it's all about. Red versus blue. Blood versus water. Which is really just lifeless, tasteless, waste of space blood. Destiny awaits. Today, the cerulean devil dies.
Oh,
Should've
nice.
seen that
That's
coming.
funny.
Blood.
Good thing the flag is out.
Nice.
What a battle! Who knew weather was so important?
As chaotic as the show we all know.
Okay, so the Reds had plenty going for them. They had brains and speed on their side with Simmons, and they had some epic firepower, but the blue team had the grit to overpower them.
When it comes to physical strength, nobody on the red team came close to the raw power of Tex and Caboose.
Flipping Sheila and lifting Andy made that pretty clear. Hell, Sarge even tried to lift Andy once and he couldn't do it. Poor guy. Even with such charisma, leadership qualities, and big dad energy, you can't win them all.
Speaking of which, it could be argued Sarge has more extensive military experience than anyone else. However, Tex's freelancer training was far more intensive than standard military issue.
Just look at what she did to the Reds before. She's a monster.
Not to mention, she technically had 2 lifetimes of training, being a copy of Allison and all.
Yeah, her lame programming meant she couldn't win the fight by herself, but her blue teammates picked up the slack. Tucker even got some freelancer training in too, thanks to Agent Washington, and could hold off a platoon of mercs all by
Only somebody had
himself.
said that.
No one ever said he wasn't good at solo activities.
Oh, and in the fight between tanks versus cars, tanks generally win. I mean, that one's pretty obvious.
The red team may have been extremely resilient, mostly thanks to aggravating stubbornness, but it wasn't enough to survive the stellar skill and the brute force of blue team.
If only they could have read that they'd end up with a case of the blues.
That's even without releasing the obviously superior power of artificial intelligence units.
You know, dummy, you ever wonder why you're here?
All the time.
The winner is the blue team.
Easy clap, dude.
Thanks for checking out that episode of Death Battle. If you liked that fight, be sure to check out the new season of RVB that I worked on, RVB 0. The first episode is up for free right now on roosterteeth.com. Check the link in the description.
That one. Oh, Spider-Gwen.
Damn.
Rooting for Spider-Gwen. Usually prefer DC, but Spider-Gwen was pretty good in Into the Spider-Verse. Did you ever even watch that?
Nope.
Wow.
I heard it's good, but I haven't seen it.
It was good. You suck.
Well, that was a good battle, dude. Blue team won. Easy clap. Fucking put a bit of money on it.
Yeah, I don't agree with the only thing I don't agree with is the line where he said Tex couldn't win by herself because of the lame programming or whatever. It's like, once again, she's won solo battles before or whatever. It's like she doesn't lose literally everything. It's just her, whatever her prime directive is, that's what she fucking was. And if you want to say that in this battle we're gonna set her prime directive as whatever and therefore she can't win it like that, then that's fine. But like, it's just like whatever her overall goal is, like she basically always fucking comes short. It's not like she literally can't do it. Like, I'm gonna walk over to that base. Oh, I can't do it because I fail at everything. Like, that's not how that's not how it works. But yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah, this was very one-sided. I honestly, I mean, I still feel like personally, like without Tex, it's a relatively even battle. Like they said, I mean, you have a tank and you have Caboose, who's outrageously strong. Church actually does have some level of like leadership like ability. He can't shoot, which they made fun of obviously in this battle, and so that's fair. Like he would actually be pretty useless in terms of like maybe actual combat or whatever. But his actual ideas and stuff like that, he's pretty solid at and being a leader. So like he would have a positive impact on what everybody does. He even did that in the show at one point where he was like, "Caboose, you see that chick running away or whatever? She's on our team," and then Caboose shot her or whatever. So like he's not, because Caboose always fucking ends up killing his own teammates or whatever. So like he's smart basically, you know what I'm saying? Well, he's not a complete idiot at the very least or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's good at, utilizing some of the people. He could have utilized Caboose in some sort of capacity or whatever. So I still think it would be closer, but I still think the Blues would have a pretty good shot of winning without Tex. So I honestly don't think Tex should have been part of the battle. Tex, to me, solos the whole fucking group, so I think it's unfair to put her on one team. But that's how I feel about it.
We got the dub, so that's all I care about. And Tucker got a kill with the sword.
That was sick. That was pretty cool. I do think Lopez would be one of the stronger people on Red Team. Simmons died right off the bat. That shit was funny. I was not expecting that. He's just like, bleh. And I guess he was just out for the
neck snap was nice too.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. Well done battle. Obviously brought a lot of references in there. Good humor. The animation was incredible.
People who watch us a ton know I shit on the animation a lot, and that was fucking phenomenal.
Weak voice acting from the people that weren't the actual voice actor. I assume that like Sarge's voice actor was his actual voice actor. So they're under Rooster Teeth. I assume they could get some of them and they couldn't get others. That has me a little bit concerned for potentially future seasons of Red versus Blue. I don't know if maybe they don't have them on there because they're not with Rooster Teeth anymore, or if perhaps they're just not. Like I know, for example, Bernie, who voices Church, he like is kind of stepping away from Rooster Teeth, but I'm pretty sure like he's still gonna come in and do like his voiceover stuff or whatever for the shows that he's on. Like if Ty comes back or whatever, he would still voice Ty from Ruby or whatever. But maybe on like short notice, they're making a Red versus Blue death battle. They weren't like, okay, Bernie, you need to come in and do voice acting. I don't know if Bernie was part of this voice acting one or not or whatever, but my point being is that it's possible some of them were on call to be able to do it and still work with Rooster Teeth directly, and maybe some of them just come in to do their voice acting for the seasons that come out or whatever. But it would be unfortunate if some of them left and aren't actually doing the voice acting in the actual series, especially the Caboose one, because the Caboose one was really not good, like, to me, in my opinion. Like, it was really far off. So I hope that the Caboose and the regular, like, I think I've seen up to 13, 14 is like it's like a weird series. It's not like an actual like continuation. And I haven't seen 15, 16 or 17. So hopefully Caboose still voice acts for those seasons, because if not, not a fan.
That'd be nasty.
But yeah, other than that, that's the only complaint. Everything else in this battle was perfect. Pretty much. And they got the right winner, in my opinion. I think maybe they think it's a little bit closer than it actually is, but who knows? We haven't watched their like podcast type stuff or whatever, and sometimes the comments I'll see in our YouTube comments will be like, yeah, they say it's close in the battle, but actually when they talked about it on their podcast, they admitted that it wasn't even like kind of close or whatever. So maybe this is one of those ones where they kind of like make it seem closer than it actually is or whatever. But in the actual, like,
and that's where they're like, so we have this battle, Red versus Blue, and at that moment we knew who the winner was. But let's go into detail.
Yeah, basically. But all right, that is gonna do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, stay bright. Catch you on the dark side.